Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky is gaining some national spotlight as some people suggest Governor Beshear should be the presidential nominee. And Senator Mitch McConnell was in Appalachia to support a bipartisan effort to improve infrastructure.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on the 4th of July. Now let's go on ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. A little fog this morning, a few showers as well, and it's feeling muggy. 73 outside our door here at WYMT. And visibility-wise, things have actually gotten better up toward the I-64 corridor over the last hour, hour and a half. The visibility at Moorhead was down to a half mile. It's back up to 6 now with the latest report. Temperature-wise, we're all in the 70s. Hard to believe 48 hours ago it was 40s and 50s, right? And the pinpoint Doppler radar showing showers that have been coming in from the west and northwest, losing their punch, losing their aerial coverage, but we'll refire the action as we head through the middle and the second half of the day. And yes, we'll get some sunshine out of the deal and we'll keep this muggy feel to the air. A forecast high this afternoon in Hazard up to 88. We'll look at things hour by hour, not only for today, the holiday, but through the rest of the weekend. Better news for Saturday and Sunday. The First Alert 7-day forecast as we rock and roll through this 5 o'clock hour. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. While the White House works to keep elected Democrats in the fold following the rocky debate, the situation has put a national spotlight on Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. Earlier this week, Beshear said the debate performance was rough, but that he will continue to show his support. Grayson Passmore heard from state lawmakers on both sides of the political spectrum following this national attention.
Governor Andy Beshear's name has been thrown around by many as a potential President Biden replacement, should the president choose to end his campaign, drawing even more national attention as Beshear was one of 7 Democratic governors to meet with President Biden in person in D.C. Wednesday night.
Do what he's continued to do, seem to be a unifier, basically a good, nice guy on the Democratic side who, if Biden needs to be replaced, is the sort of person that all the factions could at least accept.
Now, Beshear was asked about this on Monday. He said as long as Biden remains the candidate, he will support the president. He did add that the mention of his name is flattering.
But I think it's a reflection of all the good things going on in Kentucky.
Beshear is one of the most popular governors in the U.S. And as Kentucky's Agriculture Commissioner Jonathan Schell, a Republican who supports Donald Trump, points out, Beshear won re-election last year in a state Trump carried in 2020 by over 20 points.
If Governor Beshear his name is in the hat for that, I think that he would be a tough opponent coming from a red state, being a blue state Democrat or a red state Democrat elected governor. And it'll just be interesting to watch what the political climate looks like as we move forward. But I'm 100% in for Trump. Senate Minority Caucus Chair Reggie Thomas says he doesn't want Democrats getting ahead of themselves, and he'll support Biden as the Democratic nominee as long as he's in the race. But he says the praise Beshear is receiving is well-deserved.
That says a lot about what he's accomplished. So he's done a great job, and Kentuckians are proud of him. They just re-elected him, gave him a mandate. So we are proud of the job he's done, and that does deserve national attention.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Beshear, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, all governors who have been floated to replace the president if he were to step down as the nominee, co-headlined a fundraiser in Los Angeles for President Biden last Thursday evening. CBS reports the event was a multi-million-dollar affair that put potential future presidential aspirants in a room full of donors who could bankroll their future campaigns. The White House cannot enforce new anti-discrimination rules for transgender Americans after a ruling from a federal judge The new rules would stop federal funding from going to health providers and insurers who discriminate against those seeking care on the basis of gender identity and sexual orientation. A judge temporarily blocked the rules, siding with a coalition of 15 states. That includes Kentucky. Attorney General Russell Coleman says the new rules overstep the authority of the Department of Health and Human Services. Senator Mitch McConnell visited the mountains yesterday, making a stop at Pikeville's Overlook Event Center. The Senate Minority Leader spoke to members of the Pikeville Rotary Club and Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, discussing politics, policy, and more. McConnell says while there are a lot of things he does not support under the current administration, he is happy about a bipartisan effort to improve infrastructure.
Part of that big bill that Biden sent out that shouldn't have been passed was infrastructure. So we succeeded on a bipartisan basis in carving that out and dealing with it separately.
Members say politics aside, McConnell was still the best guest for the club since he is a polio survivor and the organization is dedicated to eradicating the virus. A top contender to be Donald Trump's VP running mate is facing a tough political decision in his home state. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is in the middle of a controversy over a massive carbon dioxide pipeline called the Midwest Carbon Express. Burgum is on a 3-member state committee that is deciding whether to allow the project to seize property rights from rural landowners. GOP megadonors who have given to both Trump and Burgum's campaigns back the pipeline. And thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Still to come, fireworks celebrations can be traumatizing for our 4-legged friends. So we'll go over some ways to make sure your pets feel safe.
And it looks like Mother Nature will try to get some fireworks going. The timing on that, we'll let you know. The first alert 7-day forecast is coming up right after this.